Hello, everyone. Kathy Bacon here with What's Your Story? I just want to say thank you again for supporting What's Your Story, for sending me emails about people that you heard about on the show and complimenting them. And please feel free to write that on the page anytime you want something to say about my guest. I absolutely am so thrilled to have your support and care about the show. My goal is to get everyone's story out to you because there's a lot of great people in the world that you might not even know about. And maybe you're going to be visiting part of a country, or maybe you're going to have an idea and you think, oh, I can't do this. I don't know how to do this. But then you hear someone on the show say, well, we've done this. And it gives you inspiration. So this show is about sharing your own unique story. Nothing to do with judgment, just being here and having the opportunity to share is really my goal. And I'm just happy to have a platform to do that on and to share it all with you. So in saying that, I would like you to know that I started this broadcasting from Thailand. I was living in Chiang Mai for about a year and a half and decided to start a show back up, and that's what I did. Now I'm in Seattle, Washington, visiting family, but as they say, the show must go on. So tonight, I was just talking to my guest a little bit before. Her name is Antoinette, and Antoinette Jackson is someone I met in sort of passing and doing different things in Thailand and through other people. In fact, I got to see more of her in the last 2 months that I was there than I did the whole time I was there. And it happened like that before I left. I met all these incredible women, like right before I left. And so it was kind of, it was a bummer for me because while I was there, it was more difficult to find people and to connect with people because, well, one thing, I didn't have kids in school anymore. And so, when you have kids in school, it was a lot easier to connect. So I was able to connect with Antoinette sort of at the end, and she handed me her product. And I said to her, you need to come on the show. And she said, oh, okay, I'd love to come on the show. But really, I didn't think she would. I actually didn't think she would. But as we got closer to looking at the show, seeing it on Facebook, she reached out to me, and I am thrilled, absolutely thrilled to have her on tonight because she is an amazing woman, and you want to know her. You want to know that it's a good thing to be in the world with her. Good people, inspiring people, people that care about others. We want to be with them. We want to know where they're at in the world so that we can connect with them. Let me tell you a little bit about Antoinette. I also have a website at www.kathybacon.com, just like it sounds, Kathy and Bacon. Who doesn't love bacon, right? You can go onto my website, and under interviews, I have all the information about my guest and the guest that's on tonight, and then prior guests. You can find out their information as well. So I'm going to share with you part of her story, and please go to the website and read some more about her because she's an incredible woman, as you will find out very soon. Antoinette was raised on a farm and is one of 6 daughters. Her childhood was spent caring for the orchards, vegetable beds, and the animals that sustained their life in rural Australia on the mid-north coast. A keen naturalist, food lover, and feminist, she would often dream of being a hobbit, pixie, or a garden fairy. These childhood experiences have molded her into the person she is today. Someone who can appreciate and respect nature, hard work, and what it means to provide food and resources to a community. I think after working many years on a farm and even seeing animals being slaughtered, you can never take for granted the food on your plate again. I don't like waste. After receiving a scholarship from the Tokyo municipal government at the age of 17, she went to live and go to school in Tokyo, leaving her rural life for this large metropolis. This was the beginning of her life as a nomad, and her life has been one big journey ever since. She has worked in many different professions, varying from a tour guide, teacher, Japanese interpreter, to nutritionist, healer, blogger, and working in the bakery on the sunny southeast of Ireland, making flapjacks, icing cakes, and wrapping Christmas puddings from stable diet. In 2011, after extensively traveling the world, she came to live in the rural mountains of Chiang Mai with her German husband and 2 children. Desperate for many years to be integrated into the Thai community, SuperBee, listen to that now, SuperBee, has been a dream to provide jobs to as many people here as possible and to empower the women and mothers of the mountains. Developing the product was her own self-made therapy to beat depression. After losing 2 close friends, she could not get out of sadness, and it was affecting her family in a not very good way. After discussing the issue with her father about how grandmother made the wax wraps from home, from their own hives, she decided to give it a go. Hardly surfacing from the laundry under the house day and night for months, she cut and waxed and cut and made so many tests and mixtures, and then started to build machines out of odd materials that were lying around. It was like I was on some kind of natural current, she says, like the turtles on Finding Nemo. SuperBee Wax Wraps is a new eco-friendly product that replaces plastic wrap in the kitchen. Handmade and naturally antibacterial, SuperBee Wax Wraps are the greatest new kitchen product for people who care about the environment. I have a link on my website as well, and you will be able to see that and go there, have a look, because it really gives you a lot of information about the SuperBee Wax Wraps that she is doing. And I can tell you this, they're really fantastic, and you're going to find out about them as we interview Antoinette. And really, without further ado, I am so honored to introduce Antoinette to all of you, because you are going to find out a lot of things about her and SuperBee Wraps. So thank you for joining me, Antoinette. You're all the way from Thailand too.
So far away. Good morning. Thank you for that very flattering introduction.
Oh, well.
I'm very humbled by it.
Well, I'm humbled by your story. I mean, what a great story you have. And it's so funny. That's what the show really is all about, is to share our stories about how we got from point A to point B. And sometimes it's not even what we think is going to happens. So can you tell us about your products? And everybody's going, what are SuperBee Wraps? What are SuperBee Wraps? I can hear them now. What are they? Come on, give it to us right now.
Okay, very simply. You don't know how they work. So they replace, it depends where you are in the world. It turns out that cling wrap, in Australia we call it glad wrap or cling wrap. I heard in America it's called Saran or Saran wrap, is it? So our product, and in England it's called something else, but we replace that one-use plastic. We sell these beginner sets, which has a large, a medium, and a small wrap inside. And instead of normally people would use Saran wrap, and then for leftovers, for wrapping watermelon, onions, whatever leftovers, and then you would just throw it away after. Mm-hmm. So it's a one-use, and about 50% of the plastic, I assume more, is used just once and then just thrown away, and it doesn't biodegrade for a really, really long time. So the wax wraps are really beautiful in that they look really nice too. We have many different designs. Yeah. And you wrap them. They stick because they're made of beeswax and cotton and a little bit of tree resin in there too to give it extra stickiness. And you wrap the bowl or the watermelon in our wax wrap, and then afterwards you just wash it like a plate, dry it out, and then you use them again and again and again. So that's just one thing in your kitchen that is now washable and reusable, and you have less plastic. So, I mean, there are many other ways that you can do this, but I think it's a beautiful invention, if I may say so myself, and we have them in our house.
Yeah.
I think it was in the beginning when I was making them, and people would come and like open my fridge, like my friends, and they'd be like, "What is that? Oh, that looks really cool," because it also looks pretty and it's nice. And yeah, and beeswax I've discovered in the last 2 years is that it's an amazing product from bees, and it's antibacterial. So when you wrap your food in it, things stay fresher. If you cover guacamole, for example, it doesn't go brown. It's really magical. It's a magical natural product. I love it.
We couldn't live in the world if there wasn't any bees, because if the bees aren't here, we're not here.
That's right.
Whatever they make for us has got to be good, right? Honey, resin, everything. So that's a really nice feature on these wraps, is to have that, I would think.
Yeah, there's so much to the wrap. It's beautiful, it's sustainable, it smells also good, like it smells, the beeswax smell. And I think when I first started making them, and just the smell of the melting wax, and I felt it was really calming and therapeutic, even just to be with the smell and the aroma of the wax melting. It's such a nice material to use.
Well, and you happened to give me some before I left, and I wasn't really sure what they were until I got back to my hotel room. And so I opened them up, and they were so pretty. Like, you have different patterns, and they're so pretty. And when you touch them, they're a little, I don't want to say sticky, because they're not sticky, but there's something about them. Yeah, that will adhere to, like you said, a bowl or watermelon or something. But I mean, I can imagine looking in your refrigerator right now, because you must have like colorful patterns all over the place with these. And I didn't know you could wash them until I started doing more research on the little cards you gave me. And I'm like, okay, I better go in and check this out, because these are pretty cool. And being able to wash them, what a plus, and reuse them. And they stay, right?
Yeah, you can use them for at least 1 year. Some of mine are 2 years old. We do have a video on the website where you can restore it. You can just put the older wax wrap in the oven on some baking paper, and then the wax just kind of melts back over. But they last a very long time, and economically also better than buying Saran wrap as well.
Yeah. And in Thailand, as we know, there's a problem with plastic. And so many people are trying to clean that up and make Thailand, plastic free, which would be so wonderful, because it's been century after century that this has sort of happened with their plastic. And to give them other alternatives, this is really awesome. And even in the States, we're plastic too. I mean, look what my water's in. Plastic. Everything's in plastic. Right?
Stainless steel, Kathy, all the way.
I know.
This is actually it's from Trash Hero. I think last time we met, I was in a meeting with Trash Hero, and part of our mission is also to show Thai people that making sustainable products and supporting sustainability is also a lucrative one as well, and I think that Thai people traditionally have a lot of sustainable traditions, like wrapping in banana leaves and using baskets. And if you look just maybe 30, 40 years ago, there wasn't much plastic here. And it's just kind of been this huge plastic invasion in the last maybe 30 years. And so we are also SuperBee together with Trash Hero now. We are trying to do some. Because we're trying little by little. I mean, it's also just about awareness. I think my biggest pet hate is when I go into a coffee shop and I order a cold drink and they put it in a plastic cup. It's like, I'm sitting here, I'm not taking it away. Can you please put it in a glass? Or no, I don't want a straw. You have to just practice those those practices basically here in Thailand. I think the more people that say no plastic, please, no straw, please, then, you know, I think it can spread a collective consciousness for sure.
I think you're right, because they are very service-oriented to foreigners, I believe, and they want to do what foreigners want in a lot of instances with their coffee, with their places to eat. So when you say that, I don't think they never take it wrong or as an insult or anything, in my experience. So,
yeah. I mean, the plastic probably, you know, in one way it came from the West as well. It's part of our responsibility, you know. So, I mean, everyone's responsible, I think.
It's very, very true. Very
yeah,
true.
I've actually had the experience of confronting like local coffee shops who are serving in plastic cups for eating customers. And they've since changed since I talked to them. So I felt really happy about making a difference, just a small difference. You know, if everyone did that in their local coffee shop, they didn't really like it. I think Thai people are not big on confrontation, so I had to tread very carefully. But I think, when you actually, if they think about it, it makes sense.
It does.
Less cost, less rubbish. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I was in Bangkok in the 90s, we lived there. And at that time, there was not plastic bottles that I saw. What they would do is they'd pour a Coca-Cola from a can in a plastic bag. Okay.
With a straw, right?
Yeah. And I thought, oh my gosh, why even bother? You know what I mean? Just give a straw and on the way. But it's true, you know, kind of plastic is taken over. And this is such a great way to replace that plastic with beautiful patterns and sustainable materials, you know, washable materials. I love the whole thought of it. So are they limited to food use only, or can you use them for other things as well?
Yes, as a traveler, you'll love this one. So the medium wrap, for example, I always wrap my bar of soap in when I'm traveling, or the small one, I wrap a few earrings or just like some makeup. I use them for my travel kit a little bit. I mean, for years, I've always been a fan of a bar of soap as opposed to the plastic bottle of gel. But, you know, if you use the soap once, it's always kind of hard to take it somewhere. So I'm really happy with my medium wax wrap. I always wrap my soap in it when I travel. And you can also get bars of shampoo that you can also use, and that limits then the plastic bottle with the shower gel or the shampoo in it. And you just need the bars and the wax wrap. And then you're also limiting, again, your plastic use. So there are many ways, I think, that everyone can just make small changes. It's really not hard. Yeah.
Small changes are good. And sometimes it's funny how people will come up with an idea and they go, oh, that's not very good. That's just it won't make any difference. And the answer to that is, of course it will, because all of us are a piece of the whole. So just what you're doing is making an impact, and everybody working together makes an even bigger impact. So we all work together, even if it's not on the same project, to, you know, hit that idea across the baseline. Like, gosh, I mean, plastic has got to go. It's just got to go. And it, you know, maybe it's going to put people out of business, but the planet is what we're talking about here. I mean, it's our planet. We've got to take care of it. So
sure. I think on one side, like, I think plastic is definitely useful. I mean, the hard plastic boxes for storage. I think there is plastic that is useful that you can use and it lasts forever. You know, I know some people, they're crushing up plastic waste and making bricks and building houses, for example, because you just can't biodegrade that stuff. So there's another positive kind of. But I think it's more about people, not even just plastic, but just using way too much or consuming too much, you know, that we can limit that one-use plastic at least, because it goes into the oceans. Probably most people have seen all those heartbreaking videos of, you know, fish and turtles and birds that have stomachs full of plastic. And there's that one particular footage, I think I have it on my Facebook page, where they pull the straw out of the turtle's nose. It's just, you know, I mean,
it's heartbreaking.
We really don't need straws. Sipping is the new thing.
No.
Yeah, just,
It's
yeah.
so true. So if you were to give people ideas about how to reduce plastic in their lives, what are some of the ideas that just people can start small, right? Like you said, it's baby steps to begin with until you kind of get the hang of it and you go, wow, this is working out okay.
It
You know?
is. It is.
Right.
I think like the product came from grandmothers. It's an older product that exists way before when we were more sustainable and we didn't have so many resources. So I think it's about going back a little bit and thinking a little bit more simply. I mean, basically when you leave the house, for example, always to take shopping bags, a drink bottle, maybe a spoon, a teacup.
Right.
So you can, you know, if you go to a coffee shop and sometimes you need to take a takeaway, you're busting for that coffee.
Right.
You need the coffee, but you don't want to take the plastic cup or the plastic lid. I mean, some ways you can take the paper coffee, but don't take the lid. There's that whole topless campaign where women are being topless to support topless takeaway coffee mugs. It's quite funny. That's happening in Australia. But you can take a cup. It's just a matter of having a little set in your car, like always have the shopping bag and the cup and the spoon in the back of the car. And I always take like 3-4 drink bottles with me for the kids as well. It's just taking little steps to, I think, create practices, new practices in your life. Like you can also be like meditation. You know, I might meditate for 10 minutes in the morning. You might jog in the morning for 30 minutes, or whether you watch tea after dinner for, you know, an hour or whatever. You can also pack your shopping bag and your drink bottle. And there are also different straws. You can buy now stainless steel straws, bamboo straws, for example. There's loads of great businesses making really good sustainable products at the moment. You can also use, like I said, bars of soap, bars of shampoo. Of course, you can use SuperBee Wax Wraps for your kitchen. Yeah, in general, just really looking in your rubbish every day. People don't look in their garbage. Nobody wants to look in your garbage, right? But take a look in your garbage, maybe everyone, and just see what's in there. What are you actually using? What are you throwing out? And what can be reduced?
Right. Yes.
Right. And nobody's perfect and there's no judgment. You know, some people just, sometimes there are situations where you have plastic and you use plastic because it's convenient, but just to keep it in your mind and try step by step to reduce some of the plastic, especially the one-time plastic use that just is not, it's not necessary.
It's not necessary. And when we think about it, it really isn't necessary. We're just so used to doing it like it's always been done. And it's just breaking those small habits, right? I mean, I would love to be the kid at school with SuperBee wraps in my lunchbox. Are you kidding me right now? I mean, really? Look, I'm opening up my lunchbox and everything, and I mean, and your kids just put everything back in there. They're not throwing away plastic or wrappers or anything. And you're
That's right. Yeah, I mean, we have kid sets too. We have like kid sets. We have a really nice pink one online at the moment. It has like butterflies and mushrooms. It's a really big sellout for a little girl. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so you're from Australia and your husband, I assume, is from Germany, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you could have your business there easily. Why do you have your business in Thailand?
Good question. So I was living in Europe. I lived in Germany for about eight years or so, and that's where I met my husband. And I'm from Australia, and Thailand is kind of in the middle.
Very close.
Right? It's a compromise of some kind for us to be kind of in the middle. And Lutz is my husband, very supportive, loving man, and he. We kind of, it was the time when Noah, our son, who's now 13, he had to go to school. And we both were travelers. We've traveled a lot before we had children. And, you know, we had that option to kind of settle down like everyone else or continue the adventure with our kids and just kind of take them with us and keep going and exploring the world and seeing what it has to offer. We came to Chiang Mai about 6 years ago, I think.
Wow.
And we lived in a different part of Thailand in Hua Hin in the beginning, but when we came to Chiang Mai, we really thought, oh my God, we just found paradise. Like this is apart from the smoky season in like February and March, I think Chiang Mai is a beautiful place also to raise children. It's very safe. The people are just so nice in Thailand. And
Lovely.
yeah, lots of fresh fruits and vegetables and good community family values, I think. And it's a nice environment for all of us. I think there's a lot of creativity here. You love Chiang Mai. You know it's a really special place, I think. And so I started making the wax wraps, and so then I had to go on the whole adventure of registering a business and getting work permits and all the paperwork that's necessary as a foreigner, which is not easy, a bit complicated, and I felt a bit lost because it's difficult when you can't read the documents.
Yes.
Of course, I had translations and things, but I had a good lawyer to help me, which was good, and it took about 6 months to set up. And there are different restrictions. I think it's much more difficult to set up a business here than it would be in our own countries, for sure. But it's been such a beautiful experience, actually, also to employ people here. And for many years, like, we have that expat community, as you know. Yeah. Right? And I meet a lot of people, mainly parents from the school, and they're from all over the world, and we get together, and there's people from South America, from North America, how it is here, they're from everywhere. Yeah. But to really connect with the Thai community, I always thought it was quite difficult because, one, my language skills were always a bit limited. I have to say they have improved a lot since.
I bet. I bet they have. Oh, you're stuck there. I hope that it's just a little Wi-Fi problem. Uh-oh. Where did she go? Come back. Well, this happens when you're way across the world, and I'm sure she's going to come back. All you have to do, Antoinette, if you're listening, is just go back to the meeting and just say you want to come back. So you should be able to come back in a moment, momentarily. One thing that I want you all to know is that SuperBee products come with a declaration of compliance, ensuring the safety of the product for food contact after testing in Germany and Hong Kong. They have FCM, FDA, and BPA free and GMP certification. Their suppliers are local, some organic and OTOP certified, who all follow GMP and GPA guidelines. So this isn't something she just decided to do. She spent some time really looking at that product, trying to see how she could incorporate it into the community in Thailand. I do know this. Antoinette, you can come back. Oh, you can come back. Just hit the link again and you can come right on back. Until then, I will talk a little bit about SuperBee Wax. They replace plastic in the kitchen, as you guys all know. They're handmade and naturally antibacterial. SuperBee Wax Wraps are greatest new kitchen product for people who care about the environment. And here in the United States, I think we really have a lot of people really caring about the environment, and I know that they would love seeing some of these. SuperBee I think it's www.superbeewaxwraps.com. They also have a Facebook page as well, SuperBee Wax Wraps, and you can see all the different designs on there. Um, let's see if I can get her back. Let's see if we can get her back. She's not on here anywhere. Let's see. Here I am, but I don't see her. I'm not sure exactly what's happened. Quite frankly, it really hasn't happened. But again, everybody is on her end is in Thailand. So that could be the problem because as I know, as we all know, broadcasting from across millions of miles, it seems like, sometimes it's hard to keep the Wi-Fi going. I know in Thailand the Wi-Fi is absolutely incredible. Everywhere we always went, it was very, very good. So I wonder how there you are. It's all right. I was just talking about SuperBee Wraps, and I was talking about that, and so you'll see it on the interview. Oh, she's gone. Okay, well, let me tell you a little bit more about SuperBee Wraps while she's gone. I'm glad you came back. I kept saying, okay, all you have to do is click back in, and you can come back in.
Yes, the internet just like cut off for a few seconds. I'm not sure why.
Right, you're back. I'm so happy you're back.
I'm back. Me too.
So you were talking about being an entrepreneur in a foreign country. And so
yes.
How was that? How did that kind of go for you? You said you had a lawyer and then you had to employ people. So how did that work out?
It worked out well. Actually, I have all the paperwork now and it's all good. I think it's just, a little bit of nervousness because the laws around foreign ownership of business is much different to when you were, in your own country, as I said. Right. But, it started off because I was making the wax wraps in the laundry under the house. I did start in the kitchen, but I got kicked out because I made such a mess. I mean, there was beeswax dripped from, the stove out to the veranda, and I got kicked out, so. And I know how to clean up beeswax. You need a hairdryer and a credit card.
Oh, that's so funny. I love it.
Yeah. So then I was down in the laundry under the house every day, going for it. And then we launched the online shop, and then I needed some help. So I had one woman who I knew in the village who, I don't know, I just really liked, and she would always come and get me if there was a temple fair in the village and always kind of tried to include me, and I really appreciated that. And we had fun together, and so she was doing the laundry for a hotel nearby, and I asked her, because she's also a seamstress, if she wanted to cut fabric for me, and she did, and that was the first person. And the second person was my waxing lady. And then I just always consulted them, like when we needed someone else. I'm like, who do you think? Because they know the village is very small and everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, they do.
So I don't actually have to look for anyone myself. I just say, okay, we need maybe somebody now to, help with the wax. We need another waxing person. First of all, we needed our new quality control. We have a quality control lady called Ed who's fabulous. She makes sure that everything is perfect when it goes to our customers. And so they said, this is the right person for quality control. She's really very diligent. And the team built the team together. And we have fun, we have music playing, and, we go for little dinners and lunches every now and then. And we do the 5 Tibetans every morning. It's one of my practices, 5 similar to yoga, and we do these exercises in the morning, and we carry our own furniture, and I think that we have a bit of girl power going on. We're all women. It's really nice. I'd love you to come and visit us here at the Beehive.
Don't you worry. I will be back. I will be back. I won't be back during, like you said, the fire season and the rainy season, or the hot season, but I'm coming back. How can I not? I mean, once you live in Thailand, it's in your blood. I mean, you just can't get rid of it. It's just there. And just doing your own business there, having the opportunities, to me, it just seems like a land of opportunity. Because if you're an honest person that really wants to bring good to their community, you can do that. You know, it's harder till they know you, right? But once they know you and they know what you're doing and that you're employing, it's a no-brainer. I mean,
yeah, I think we lived here for 2 years before I started the business, and people are curious. Like at one point I was hanging them out outside and they were all like, what is she doing? You know, what is it that she's doing? But yeah, very curious. I think it's a lot of the women that we employ now, they were employed before and they were underpaid as well. So there are actually very fair, good Thai labor laws. You can find them on the internet. But up here in the mountains, most people would take advantage of the lack of employment, and so many of the women, I don't want to say anything too bad, but many of the women were being underpaid and were suffering very bad work conditions before they came to me. So I'm really happy, and I'm really happy to pay them as well as I can, and just to make them aware of the laws that are there to protect them, and that they don't have to be. I know that sometimes it's so desperate that they have to take whatever they can, but maybe slowly through what I'm doing and some awareness, they can be more empowered to say, you know, no, I'm going to be paid what I deserve. I'm to understand their own value. And our team works so hard, and they're great people. They're so dedicated to making a good product. When there's something wrong or they think they can improve, they have great ideas. They're all smarter than me. They always come to me like,
I love the picture of all,
isn't it great? Yeah.
And sitting on the steps. I mean, that is just such an empowering picture. It's you, and I believe it's the women that work with you, and they have on the SuperBee glasses. I mean, it's adorable, and I put it on my website. It's on your Facebook page. It's on your website. I mean, it is just, it really encompasses what you're talking about. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it is a beautiful photo. I love that photo. And we have actually two more SuperBees on our team. Yeah, and it's I think that's really a beautiful part of SuperBee for me. Brings me a lot of joy, actually, to be a part of the team. And, you know, it's so funny, like there's so many cultural things that I'm learning that even though I've been here 6 years, like we have a really big table on the veranda, which is to eat lunch, but mainly I work there. It's my office because the girls, they prefer to eat on the floor. We have a mat and cushions, and then we sit and everyone brings their different foods, and they all laugh at me because I can't eat spicy food, but I always try. I think I'm getting better, actually.
So great. They can't believe it when a Westerner eats, you know, spicy food. They're like, you don't want Prignan Blah. No. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But
I get the hiccups.
Yeah, I do too. But, you know, I mean, you've got this business going. You've been living in Thailand for 6 years. Even though even though you've lived there that long, you have children that are still school age. I mean, how do you juggle all of this, Superwoman? Okay?
Yeah, our life has been a little bit turned upside down since SuperBee because before I was doing some healing work and nutrition as a nutritionist, but nothing full-time, just very sporadic work and teaching English. But mainly I was the domestic goddess, looking after the children, micromanaging everything, school pickups, drop-offs, dinners, shopping, parties, you know, everything. Right. And then SuperBee happened. It happened, yeah. And my husband and partner, you know, he's our technical person, so he's a programmer, which without the wonderful online shop, we wouldn't be selling any products, bless him. And so, yeah, I think our roles as parents and, you know, managing the household has changed, but he's being very supportive, and turns out he's a really great cook. I think he's even better at cooking than me. So the secret's out of the bag. Yeah.
That works out really well.
I know. And I mean, for the kids, our children are 7 and 13.
Yeah.
And I think I've put in a lot of effort to give them all my love and attention in the last years. And it's nice because they're proud of me. They're like really proud of SuperBee, and that, you know, they tell they're my greatest advertisers. You know, they meet people and tell their parents about our product and about SuperBee, and they don't like people using plastic. And they go to a school here in Chiang Mai that's very environmentally focused. They're made of like
that school.
Yeah, Panyaden, lovely school. Yeah, very alternate.
So bad. Yeah.
I want to go to school there. Sometimes I want to be like 7 again and go to school. Yeah. They just run around barefoot, and they learn beautiful life skills, also academically wonderful. And so our kids, you know, they have that education, and then they have me, their mother, making sustainable products. And I think that I'm sure they don't see me as much as they used to, but I feel like they understand, and I try to incorporate them into the business as much as possible. Actually, Noah came up with the SuperBee idea, and he also made our first logo. And Ilvi is in the video. Ilvi's the little cute girl hanging up the wax wraps.
Yeah, the video is really great. And for any of you that would like to see, I think this is the link. For any of you that would like to go in and just look at that video, it really is all-encompassing of what SuperBee is. It's HTTPS, you know, all of that stuff with the semicolon // okay? And then superbee.me/ information / and I have it on my website. It's on your Facebook page, I believe. Yes. So you can find it in a variety of places. Go there and have a look at it, because, I mean, it's so well done.
If you go to www.superbee.me, which is our online shop, and if you click on information, that takes you straight to the video as well.
All right. Things happen when we're, you know, this is a live show and things happen. So the thing about it is that we were talking about your children and, you know, and being able to juggle all of that. The best thing that I've always known, and I was a single mom for many years as well, is that if your children see you empowered, then they become empowered. You're the best example that they have. And so what a great example for them to see you creating SuperBee, you working hard, you being able to still at that time cook dinner, take them to school. And I mean, I don't know how much better it could be, you know?
I think the key is also like trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle. I mean, so that you can always have the nerves and the patience to deal with, because, you know, let's face it, raising children is a selfless, very difficult job for many people. So we focus on, you know, maintaining good exercise, good health, good food. And I'm trying to turn my phone off. Somebody's calling me. I'm double popular today.
Whoever's calling Antoinette, we're having an interview here. I mean, come on, people. Come on. Stop it right now.
So I think I have to make sure I have enough sleep, for example, that I don't eat too much rubbish, that I don't drink much alcohol anymore, because I feel like all my energy has to be focused on either, you know, running the business in the way I want to and being there for my family. So
what are the business values of SuperBee? What are your business values?
I actually don't consider myself a real business person. So it's been really interesting to try and create like a business based on more than just profit. And I have to say, I think there is a movement of many different companies that I come in contact with that are having different values that are more based on collaboration. Collaboration, for example, I think social media is really great for that we can share and like and promote all these different businesses. I have many friends who like Lamorna that, you know, people who are making sustainable clothing, people who use fair trade, people who just, you don't need the label of all these different things. It's starting to be a collective consciousness of people who have businesses who are trying to, you know, we support each other without having to pay some kind of marketing fee. You know, it's like I share your links and you share mine, and if you meet somebody, it's just, it's more community oriented, it's more collaboration or bartering, like exchanging skills together, I love to barter, actually, you know, like, so this is, yeah, I think collaborating and supporting, because, you know, there's so many big multinational businesses out there and they're not interested in collaboration. Sorry. But, you know, so I think if the little guys all join together and we collaborate and we share and we support each other and we stick to our guns, you know, that's why SuperBee, we don't want to go on Amazon, for example. We don't want to be a part of like soulless business where you can't have so much like personal contact. Right. So I think our business values are collaboration and connection. Connection is the other one. Yeah, so I try to do business. We have distributors being set up in Europe now, and the people that we choose to work with, I think it's really important that they have the same ethos, that I feel like their business values are the same, that, you know, it's not just profit driven, but it's also about supporting the concept of these kind of business practices. Yeah. Right.
And yeah, I agree with you about the collaboration and helping each other out. I just being in Thailand and the women that I did know, working with Lamorna and just helping her out with Facebook and, you know, just being able to go in the shop and arrange things just made me feel part of something, you know, because I didn't have a business there, and I had a lot of, I've had a lot of training on a lot of different things in my life. So it was just, I found it kind of easy to get involved there as far as, you know, kind of getting involved with a business and helping out and just offering whatever I can. You know, I think people are really good about that there in Thailand. I found it to be so, you know, that, oh, you want to help? Oh, okay, cool. Or, you know, what do you know that I don't know? Or how can we help each other? And that's just, to me, that's a really great feeling no matter where you live, you know?
Right. Yeah, it's nice. It's this idea of also paying it forward. Like sometimes somebody might be so generous with their time or, you know, with their skill and share it with you, and you have nothing to give back, but then the opportunity with someone else is there that you can pay it forward. So it's not always like a direct give and take, but it's that, I think it's the belief in that it's how it works, you know, that what we get, we give, and it just all kind of flows around. And
yeah. And when you say nice to think that way. When you say pay it forward, I still have the website from Denver, Colorado, that we had a website called Pay It Forward and Movement.
Oh, really?
And we actually distributed bracelets, which I have boxes of back in the state, well, in Colorado. And it says Pay It Forward. And basically what it was is, you know, those bracelets, if someone was doing a great deed, you just hand it to them and you just tell them, pay it forward to someone else. You don't have to do it for me. Just keep paying it forward because that's what it's about. It's about, you know, maybe you can't do something at that moment, and that's okay. But at some point, you can do it. So, you know, it's good that you feel that way, and it's kind of an incorporation in your business. So, but you have women working for you, and I want to know, because I started Dress for Success in Denver, which is a women's organization that gives suits to women when they have a job interview and supports them when they get the job. They come back and get more clothing to get them through.
Oh, wow. That's
so it's
great.
Dress for Success, and it's really all over the world, and it's empowering women. And why is it so important to you? I know why it's important to me, but I want to hear why it's important to you.
For so many reasons. I mean, I think all women understand why it's important. We've all had our experiences. But in general, I think, I believe like in a global, I think there's just like a huge imbalance of power as far as men and women in power. There's way more men in power than women, and not to say women are, you know, better than men or men are better than women, but I think to represent the world globally or to make any positive changes in this world, whereby our goals would be more sustainable and more community-based, family-oriented, that we just need more women in power, or women to be more empowered to understand their value and their innate right to be leaders too. It's like the plastic thing. Not everyone can change the world and stop plastic use, but everyone has that little bit that they can do. So for me, it's about having a women team, the SuperBee team, and to make sure they are strong. That's why we do the 5 Tibetans, the yoga postures in the morning, that we carry heavy things together, that I listen to them, that I am grateful for their opinions, that I ask what they think, and I take on a lot of their changes, their ideas. So that's how I do it on our level. Like, that's my small contribution. But I do think that if more women were in power, then, I think that we could have a better world. I think the technology is there, and I think, there seems to be loads of money flowing around for all kinds of wars and so on, that, I think that we really could create a better world. And empowering women and having more women in power, I think, is definitely an answer to that. I do believe there are some really strong female leaders that we need to get behind.
You're so motivated. So tell everyone what motivates you. What motivates
For the business, I think it's providing jobs, because I think that's something that I can really do here if I get more sales.
Yeah.
So at the moment, we're providing as much work as possible, and they're really happy here, and that motivates me to create a good work environment, to show people they deserve to have good working conditions. This motivates me because I see how happy they are and how happy they are to work here for me. They bring me way too many cookies, and I think they're making me fat, actually. I think Lutz told them the other day they can't bring me cookies anymore, but they're always on the table when I come in, and then I just eat them. Yeah, no more cookies for me. But I know they appreciate me. The cookies show me.
Appreciate you, for sure they do.
Yeah. And I mean, that's for the business, but in general, what motivates me is also like my own self-development, or movement in general, of people, of growing together, being together, making changes, incorporating my family. These things really motivate me.
It takes a village, doesn't it?
Yes, and the power of many. I mean, it's just beautiful.
Yeah. It's just, I'm so happy that we got to connect.
Me too.
It's poked up now. Stop it. I always do this. It's ridiculous. But it's just so nice that we could connect, even if it was before I left, because I feel a connection. I feel like I'll see you again, whether it be air or on here again, because I would really love for you to come back. But I want you to tell everyone that is ready, all of you out there that are ready to just make some small changes in your life with plastic. Tell us where and the links we can go to get the SuperBee products.
Our link is superbee.me. It rhymes. It's www.superbee.me. That's our product. So we have the beginner set. We have large, medium, small, many different sizes now, different designs. It's very easy to go on and click and choose which ones you want. And then if you follow us on Facebook, which is SuperBee Wax Wraps, I'm always promoting and sharing many different links, and also businesses who are also involved with sustainable products or reducing plastic, or just, businesses who care, who are supporting communities in other places, not necessarily making sustainable products, but products that incorporate also women empowerment. So all that information is there.
And if I were traveling to Thailand, and you know, let's just say I happened to come across this interview tonight, and I was traveling to Thailand, is it possible to contact you and have a little tour of what you're doing, or do you do that kind of thing, or no?
Sure, we have guests here. We moved into a new facility about 6 weeks ago now, so that was really exciting. And we have now a small showroom, and we do have people coming in. The production is all set up, but the other part, I mean, I'm still moving my laptop, working in different places. But yeah, send me an email. The email contact is on our website, and I would be happy to have some guests or visitors here anytime.
Awesome. That's really great to know, because I know people that are traveling to Thailand, and I'd like to connect them with really, you know, amazing people and amazing companies that are making a difference, and especially SuperBee. I mean, I just so proud of you and what you've done to just change and make a difference for all of us. It means a lot, and it's very inspiring. So if anybody out there was thinking that they couldn't do something, you heard Antoinette's story. You know, she was one of 6 girls, and, you know, living out kind of way out in the middle of nowhere, it sounds like, in Australia. But that didn't stop her from creating something that was near and dear to her heart, and actually reaching out to local community and having them work with her. It just is, it's like a trickle down effect, what you've done. So thank you for that. Really, thank you for that.
Thank you.
It just does my heart good. So with that, I hate to say goodbye, because, gosh, you're like my only connection to Thailand right this moment in time. I just want to give you a big SuperBee hug.
Big hug.
Yes. Thank you so much, Antoinette, for taking the time to come on today and talk about SuperBee products. You'll be able to find that information on my website, www.kathybacon.com. I will put it on my Facebook radio page, some links. Feel free, Antoinette, to share anytime you want. If something special comes up and you want to come back on and talk about it, I'm always happy to have people come back on. And even if you wanted to give 10 minutes a month or 15 minutes a month to come on and just talk about recycling and how we can make the earth a better place, just contact me, because I would love to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on, and thank everyone who listened far and wide. It is really my honor to create a space for people to share their story, use their voice, and inspire. And I think that's what happened today. So thank you very much, all of you, for being here and just taking the time to listen to Antoinette's story. It means the world to both of us. So thank you. And